Okay, map 1, not so good, Velas. It was, well, I mean, I guess if you're XSET, excellent map 1. If you like a close game of Counter-Strike, though, not ideal. Train, I'm a bit worried here, Velas. Give me some hope. What can we look at for Arcane Wave that's going to rekindle a bit of excitement here for me?
Oh, well, I mean, we have just seen a little bit of that spark that Wiki had. And I'm kind of hoping that we can see that fire translate onto Train. But of course, as you said, I'm worried too. This is probably one of the biggest and best maps here for XSET. So this is going to be a tough and rough one for Arcane Wave. But let's see if they can get at least more than that 2 rounds on the board on this map.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one bonus here is that Arcane Wave do get to start on that CT side, so maybe they can kind of take their time a little, settle in a bit, but then again, if XSET are just going to run through them, this is going to be brutal. It's going to be on Pollen, it looks like, and Angie to control this B-side hit. Looks pretty simple for now, all baiting on the fact that Mimi is there, and she gets away with it. They've all got the players on the site now. Bomb to be planted. This take has gone far too easy, but they have lost out on Mimi finally.
Yeah, now the retake needs to come in. All 5 of the players of Arcane Wave are still alive. And they do have a kit on Angie. Question is she going to be falling? It's 2 of her teammates, but Angie actually takes a shot for herself. Wiki was trying to, finally finds one. And that does leave us with Giuliano. She gets one more for herself. But Angie is already on the defuse and the time is ticking. And she will easily be able to get it. The pistol round now is going to Arcane Wave.
Okay, not bad. That was a good start. XSET did get the plant, so I guess there is their takeaway from this too. But that post plant, losing out on Mimi so early, and look how far up in progress Pollen got without being checked upon. That was pretty interesting. I mean, I liked what Zaz tried as well by pushing up herself to try and gain some room. But you can see the purchase coming back in. They are buying into this. So what they get is kind of rough for the T's. A couple of rifles, but you know, you can have Mimi on a deagle, a couple of scouts out. Now, if you are XSET, you kind of don't want to give away that you have these rifles unless you have to. It's meant to be that kind of final punch. So again, Krasny and Giuliano are the 2 to keep your eyes on, and as soon as they shoot, it's going to be a very different looking CT side. Petra, did she catch a glimpse? It looks like she did, and now here's that horrible surprise. They've worked out there's rifles against them, and the 3 CTs are now being ripped apart. Madzix and Pollen better be on their best behavior, and Pollen's going on a long old flank.
And that's pretty much Pollen, the only thing she can do at this point, because the position of Madzix has already been revealed. So she needs to be that little bit of the surprise factor. But luckily, it's Zaz that is watching. And it seems that, you know, XSET might have this round now in the bag. But they still need to plan. They still need to decide whether to go towards A or towards B. And Madzix doesn't quite know just yet. And it's Zaz then looking towards Connector, finding her and making it once again tied up 1-1. And the force buy, just like on Nuke, it worked.
It did. And this is the confidence that you get, and you get that firepower. Why not play to it? Those rifles were kept kind of undercover for a little while and then exploded onto the scene. And just took a second to purchase a better mic, so, you know, the audio guy doesn't hate me for the next couple of shows. Look at me go. And the buy coming back in for the CT side, a little bit rough. Yeah, we got a scout, we got a deagle or 2. I shouldn't see too many problems. Again, Train can be pretty brutal for pistols to find certain placement on. Again, if you have the 2 scouts and then a couple of deagles, yeah, you can chip away for sure, but they don't quite have that here, and you can see this methodical, for now, take towards outer. A couple of players posted towards the Train for the CT side, though they'll be on bomb Train, just trying to find these angles, maybe pluck a head off the shoulders, but no one really presenting an easy fight just yet, all working together. Jolka does get 1, but now just 2 are left alive.
Yeah, Pollen took down 1 more, but that's pretty much all Arcane Wave will be able to get out of this round. Still, money-wise, not looking too great, and they would have to actually eco this one out in order to have enough for the next. And XSET can just relax a little bit. That money can slowly start to build. And Giuliano, still on that mech 10, doesn't really matter. No need to upgrade. Just going with the flow because they know the money on Arcane Wave is low. This should be potentially an easy round. And look at that. They're going to be stacking up on
a Polish
train.
Team doing this? Well, yes. I never.
It's classic.
It is.
So it's a little bit unfortunate that XSET is looking to go towards B, and Giuliano has cleared everything out. So the info is there. But I'm interesting to see what happens if someone will be peeking around that corner.
Probably a horrible surprise for Giuliano, but a lot of information. Peekaboo, goodbye. Right, there you go. Call gonna be made. Get that bomb towards B. Get on over there. Nice little molly towards the connector. No problem. Crassy's gonna be on babysitting duty, make sure no one can get through, and now a smoke goes in. So going through the kind of motions here, there's always a potential threat because there's just a lot of players pouring their way, but with the head armor and everything else, shouldn't be a problem.
No, it's pretty easy and clean once again. Pollen last player alive now at this point, just trying to tap away, see if she can do anything. Just a little bit of damage onto Cressy, but that's all. And for now, 3-1 for XSET. Looking damn good so far on this T side, but this is also the time that Arcane Wave is able to get a full buy on the board. So this is the time to answer.
Just gonna say it now. If you can hear the church bells in the background, I apologize. Welcome to Germany at every hour, it seems, or quarter to the hour. There's no logic here, but Cressy, nothing to stop her. Look at this. No Molotov, no nade. No one spotting this. Tries to get one at the back of Hitch, but no one was going to let that happen. A bit of an individual play. Nade comes in. Wiki on the receiving end. And bear in mind, Wiki had a great performance on the first individually. But we need to see that translate to the collective. A little bit of an answer back. Bit of a pick to be found. And if Zaz opens this up, that's game on. That's going to cause a rotation. I like that pressure from Zaz. But for now, the CTs hold steadfast. You can see Jolka considering leaning towards B now.
Ooh, and Giuliano is getting quite a lot of space here on that A-bomb side, already pushing down towards Hell. We're getting one kill, but it is Wiki who has cleared out Pop Dog and Upper now as well. So it's kind of on both ends, still 3 people alive on either side. But keep in mind that Arcane Wave have taken so much damage already. So pretty much one bullet is what it takes to kill Wiki and Joker. So they need to be careful. They don't need to overextend. But of course, you also want to grab that information, the control on the map. And so far, XSET have planted the bomb. Petra now with a kill, and Mimi as well. And that does leave us now with Pollen, last player alive, coming in from Pop Dog. She does get one, but she is pretty much now on the way to just save that M4 and say, well, let's take yet another shot in the next round.
How audible are these bells? Because you know they're pretty loud out here. Can you hear them, Villas? Like we?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, nice. Just wanna
a little bit of flavor maybe on the.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a church bell or two? Because the problem is I live between 2 churches, so like as said, every day. I don't hear it anymore that much, but I'm very aware that everyone at home now is like, wow, what the heck is this? And Petra, lovely work, very cognizant of that flank coming in, good timing on the check towards where Wiki was. If that pick had happened, maybe seen a different outcome, but it's not to be. And some of these rounds have been a little bit closer, but look at the money building up on Giuliano, look at Mimi, look at Zaz, they're all starting to build up their bank now. 4-1, Arcane Wave now going to have to kind of abscond here, not able to purchase around that rifle that Pollen kept. Molly is going to kind of meet this push, and Mimi is also going to meet her death. But to what extent can Mad Six make it away? Already Giuliano's out and about, feeling confident. I guess the problem is that now Pollen could be the one to greet her. Tag no frag. The Deagle comes in strong, though. Giuliano doing the dance of death. This is very brave from Giuliano. Very low HP now. Should probably back away.
Yeah, it's a 4 against 2, but Joker is now able to clean one up. Luckily, it's Petra with an answer for that, with the ARP, of course, taking out that one player. And now all on the shoulders of Wiki once again, and she's not able to do it this time around. 5-1 now for XSET. And wait, did I? Oh, no, that is an auto sniper in the hands of Pollen. And if I remember correctly, she was also the one kind of keeping the trend going during the last showdown. So this is interesting to see what she will be doing with that one.
I mean, I don't love it. I don't love it at all for retakes, because you've got 3 players now posturing towards the kind of brown halls on B. It's a costly investment, I guess you got to go for it, right? And you've got Angie on the op as well. So this is going to be... Yeah, this is a heavily invested round. Okay. Look at all the utility as well. Look at the disparity. We're at 1 minute 25, and they're left with 2 smokes, a molly, and a couple of flashes. T-side has everything apart from maybe 2 smokes themselves. They've still got all their mollies, all the goodies, and they go for a dry hit towards B basically at this point. Late mollies now come in to define the site, and this should be another decent plant coming in for XSET, and you've still got Giuliano above Pop, so no lurk potential, but Wiki's still trying to keep in this with at least a trade going not necessarily their way, but does go through.
Ooh, and Matrix now taking the higher ground, knowing that most likely there will be one player as soon, of course, as that Molotov faded away, but instantly trades are there for XSET. It's looking clean, and it's looking good. Right now, it seems like Arcane Wave, yet again, not really able to touch them, not able to get anything off the ground. Still stuck with that one round, which was the pistol, keep that in mind. And they still have yet to answer during a full buy, and that auto sniper was fun, but it pretty much didn't have any impact at all. Luckily, this AWP does, killing one player still, but that's all you will have. It's 2 people left alive with 2 weapons saved. Not very ideal if you're Arcane Wave.
No, and the problem is, I've got to say, at this point, mentally, you're going to start feeling a bit dreary. The first map, you could maybe write off if you came back strong in here and you maybe were able to bounce back, build up a little, but XSET, they just power through people. I mean, this team has been this good for a while, and they've only added better players as they've gone on, I feel. They've truly got some big firepower with the fact of Mimi there, so I don't know. This is going to be hard for Arcane Wave now mentally, I feel, for them to find somewhere in. A little bit of a flash in, maybe going to play off the back. Nice flash, and it's going to work out well. I love CT-side aggression. Well choreographed CT-side aggression is great, but look at the response. They're sending a nuke down Ivy. Instantly, the pressure's coming back in, but it's all 3 players. Somehow they get Mad Six, but the trade's there. Wiki is holding this together. Very well played by Wiki again. And Krassi, okay, Krassi, 2 big kills back. It's a 1v2, but look at the HP, Velas. This is low HP stuff.
Just 10 HP, and she's taking things slow. There's still a minute left on the clock, and she has the bomb as well. So there's a little bit of hope. Things could happen, but, you know, against the 2 people, and it will not be the case, even though Angie didn't have the AWP in hand. A USP will do for just a 10 HP. So 6-2 is the scoreline now, and as you said, this aggression on that CT side is exactly what we needed. A little bit of a change-up. And it paid off. It was a good start there for Arcane Wave, and another round on the board.
And again, it comes back to what I feel the death said, is that they need some of these gimmicks. You know, you can't get away with that every round, but once in a while, give it a go. Now we're seeing early smokes invested towards A, maybe just try and draw out the utility from the CT side. Wiki gets a little over invested towards finding information and finds the end of Petra's AWP. So not ideal. Information's going to be removed. Jolka's going to try and at least kind of maybe get some of that back. Mimi's still sending herself out here to try and be kind of the... It feels like lamb to the slaughter, but the lambs fought back a touch. Now, where did Angie get that kill on Giuliano? Because that was a wallbang maybe... again, something to look back on the replay, because right now the bomb is being planted at B, and look at the post plants, Fearless. They're so further ahead on this horribly hard retake. Angie's even got an AWP. This shouldn't be possible.
No, and Cressy is about to play with the smoke. Most likely one we will be behind it, and it is indeed Angie that she is about to take out. Mat 6 now just 23 HP, and it's time to back off once again. It's pretty much a pattern at this point. If stuff doesn't work out, you sadly do need to save in order to try the next round. But at this point, yeah, it's so incredibly hard for them to even get close to XSET. And at this point, 7 rounds on T-side train. This is about to be quite the glimpse on the horizon.
Is this the AWP shot? I hope so. Yeah, where was this
Yes.
second shot? I imagine it was through them. Yeah, I mean, now keep in mind, I love that. It's exciting to watch. But technically, they only got traditionally, quote-unquote, 1 pick that round on Mimi. They got the freebie on Giuliano, so they're struggling here, Arcane Wave. They're being pulled about a bit, 7-2. This is a good T-side for XSET. I mean, it depends how you look at Train and kind of favorable to sides, but I don't like this sort of aggression from Zaz. How is she getting away with this? The confidence now boiling up. Oh, and the control is sublime from Zaz. That is the classic Zaz approach. Just boatloads of confidence, walks out through upper, takes the fights, takes 3 straight up head-to-head fights, and forces the save. There's nothing more to be done this round.
Yeah, it seems like the similar thing we saw last round and the round before
Yeah.
that. It doesn't work out, and it's time to yet again save. And the only round that kind of did work on their buy side is when they changed up their pace. They went for that aggression. And they need maybe a little bit more of that to change up the play style, to try out something unexpectedly that XSET is not ready for. But at this point, XSET is just reading every single thing except for that one CT push. And they don't really seem to find another answer just yet.
No, you're right, and I've got to say the scary part is that technically I feel that any of the players on XSET's side can do what Zaz just did. They could walk out anywhere and probably take the aim jewels and potentially win them. Now, I'm glad to see them not just depend on that. I feel like if you roll your mind back to, once back in the day, this would be more of a standard play for your, when they were maybe under Secret or whichever other name you go to, whichever team, Besiktas, they kind of lent heavily on those very individual plays and kind of banking on that, which can only take you so far unless you're, I don't know, simple. But the point is that I like seeing them with more structure. I like seeing them playing as a collective, and hopefully the CT side can do some damage here, get some guns away. It looks like they're trying to get aggressive towards those B halls. Already be somewhat noted though, so thanks to be Zaz who's put to task on that and actually loses out. So this could be the first time we're seeing real danger here.
Maybe there is a little bit of chance, of course, to still pull back. Petra still got that one kill there as soon as she popped out of A. But so far, this is a little bit tricky because this is also the first time that Arcane Wave is in the lead as far as people go. And Mimi is gonna go ball trying to fake plant here. And it kind of worked. Angie at least taken out, but Massic's taken a kill with the pistol as well, leaving Petra. And she did change to an AK, but just simply too many angles to look at. And it's another round for Arcane Wave. And considering that they started that one out with one saved Galil and the rest on pistols is pretty damn good.
Again, gimmicky stuff can work out. If you get aggressive, you hit a couple of shots, you can build off the back of it. We look at consistency and the ability to deliver. That's where things fall a little short, but we saw that aggressive play work. We've now seen kind of stacking out a little, getting a little bit closer up, trying to make it kind of count on those pistol rounds can definitely work. Another similar answer, though, is Zaz, or I think it was Mimi last round, went mad aggressive. Petra's done the same down pop, so already opening opportunities for the T side.
When it's Mimi now spotting Angie on top of the smoke, getting the first opening, but Massix has an answer, tries to transfer onto the second one, but it's Joker that does luckily have a little bit of an answer, gets two for herself. But now Pollen, and she gets mollied out. The read is there on the exit side, easily taken care of, and yet again, another round. The reads are there. Arcane Wave doesn't really know how to respond. And we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, it's looking like this one is going to be coming to a close pretty soon. And the money is kind of here, there, and everywhere for the CT side. And a pretty valuable timeout now to try and discuss things. I'd love to see something up their sleeve. Another aggressive play would be nice just to throw it in there. They need something to work. But coming out of a pause, keep in mind, XSET have just kind of... I haven't seen anything mind-blowing strategically. I think it's been quite par for the course. They've been pretty solid across the board. Bear in mind, Mimi's the one bottom fragging right now at 6-7, but we know what Mimi can do. We saw it just one map ago. So it doesn't really bother me. They're all fulfilling their roles. But for Arcane Wave, I want to see something a little different. Maybe try and play a little bit down Ivy. Maybe get some aggression going towards those box halls. Try and do something while weathering the storm. I mean, it's easier to say than do, but let's see what they've got in mind here.
Yeah, I like what you just said there. That on the exit side, it's currently not necessarily a one-man show. Every player is doing their bit in order to take them to victory. And now with the 9-3 scoreline, it's looking solid, it's looking good, and they need to keep it going. No. And now shadows are showing once again, and Petra is taking advantage of that, taking 2 kills for herself. Already a good start. And even though Juliana tried to pick up on that, it's still a lead here for XSET. And Petra is able to take down one more, maybe one for herself. That does leave just again Angie, last player alive. She needs to do stuff all on her own. And, well, even though she does try to deal a little bit of damage, there's simply no chance here for her. 10-3, and XSET is already on double digits, and it's going so incredibly fast too.
I just love what Petra did then. Playing the smoke so well, playing information, they know that they can get out here. They've been putting players through this the entire time, but Petra just found the perfect timing and punished them completely, punished the rotation after those 2 initial picks. Beautifully done. Very, very well played, and glad to see Petra having a good series here, at least a good half. Going in towards this round, though, Arcane Wave's money is looking pretty lackluster. Again, looking like Famishes are coming out. No fuss here for the T's, just running straight out. This is straight brawls coming out here. And yes, trades will be effective, but when you have Zaz on your side, you can throw her at it and you know it's going to land. It's now the last 2, Mad6 and Pollen trying to clutch this one out.
Yeah, it's Arcane Wave sometimes being able to apply that pressure early round, but XSET are able to turn things around so almost easy here on their side. And now Petra, having eyes on Mad6, takes her down. That does leave Pauline, and she is finally able to trade up. She throws a flashbang, and now she needs to open things up, but there's simply too much stuff to look at, too many people not sure where they are. And XSET 11th round now for them. And they're getting close. You know, it's the last round now of the first half. Money is absolutely shattered on the Arcane Wave side. Just a few SMGs, a FAMAS here or there, but not very ideal.
No, and as I said, you've got Petra, Zaz both popping off, having a good series for the T side. Petra getting aggressive again, but they've gone for a mad stack. This is just a nuke sent straight through, kind of didn't land as maybe they'd want, and Zaz coming through over by Pop has already dismantled that aggression they wanted to work on. And if they feel out that this was a stack, which they should, maybe they should be a little bit more careful walking in 1 by 1 down Ivy.
Ooh, it's Wiki this time, sneaking up behind the trains, getting Petra from behind. And it does leave a little bit more room for Arcane Wave to work with. It's not just a 1-man advantage, it's a 2-man advantage now. And they can spread out a little bit. They have plenty of map control to work with. When I like this, Wiki has found the AWP, has found the bomb. And now it's pretty much waiting for them to walk into the angle. But they know the AWP most likely is going to be there. Cressy takes that one down and needs to pick up the bomb. Mexis does have the info. I think she did hear the footsteps there towards main, but she's just holding it off. She's leaving the info as is and sending Joker the way to clean them up. Is sitting close with that MP9. But the question is, was she able to take both of them down? Because they are heading their way.
Down Pop they go. No information noted yet. Zaz keeping things quiet. 25 seconds, though, they really do need to get a wriggle on Angie. The timing doesn't favor her. She doesn't see the players working out by E-Box. Now, the Molly come in is going to kind of ring the alarm bell. Angie's pretty a little baffled. Yeah, okay. Player at E-Box bides the time, waits for a clean shot. Got a little risky, but now Zaz in a 1v3, Veerless. I wouldn't put it past her.
Oh, the flashbangs are out, and they did great work indeed. So that means the last round here for Arcane Wave, it is for them 11-4. Still not a great scoreline for Arcane Wave. They need to pull something out of the bag after the break in the second half.
Never get enough, we could have it all. Gonna take a chance, we can never fall. Yeah, I feel so strong, unstoppable. Just hold on tight, gotta let it roll. Don't stop this feeling, let's take it too far. Live for these moments, let's reach for the stars. A million to one. Invincible, invincible. So wild and so young. Just you and me. A million to one. Invincible, invincible. So wild and so young. 'Cause we are invincible.
Welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Winter. It's 11-4, and it's the first game here. This is the upper bracket semi-final between XSET and Arcane Wave. Now, coming into this, we had expectations, and XSET have met those expectations. Sadly, we've seen a little bit more from Arcane Wave, but it hasn't been too much of a display just yet. Some individuals, Wiki certainly standing out to me on map 1, but we need to see more, and we need to see it now. Petra already going to get tested, but more than up for it. The execution finds Mad Six first, and now more. They're going to flood the site, and once again, Wiki does deliver on the first, but a quick trade from Zaz showing that experience will hold the line. Angie and Jolka now, the last two alive for the T's, trying to do whatever they can, and, well, Jolka now, your last one standing. A 1v4 Veerless, it ain't looking so likely.
No, even on the pistols, it seems to be kind of the same pattern repeating over and over again, but Joker might have found a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, finding that one kill, but of course, not very ideal that the bomb is at the middle of the site and 3 people have eyes on it, and you need to take each one of them out. She did find one, and it's constantly one person kind of cheekily peeking behind the train, and she's not able to do much with just the Glock, and Giuliano instead, with that USP, takes the shot and does land us here on a 12-4 scoreline. It's all started off with Petra taking that one first kill down there in Ivy, finding a second one as soon as people started running out of Pop Dog. Pretty good pistol there from XSET, and they, well, money's looking good, of course. Rifles and SMGs and the one scout on board. Actually, a scout, this time in hands of Cressy.
Yeah, everyone's showing a bit of proficiency with these guns, so interested to see what they do. And it looks like quite a stack, or at least a lean towards B from the CT side. A very good read, of course. T sides will want to get that bomb plant if they can. And this will kind of give away the game. Zaz is going to go free farming, try and get some money. And so far, does very well at that. Even going to clean up with Giuliano. This is a lovely shot down for the CTs. Clean. And the SMG is getting the kill. We'll merely build the bank in the background and get them well funded going forward. Now, keep in mind for Arcane Wave, the intention there was mostly just, get the bomb down, maybe get a plant. If you get a kill, brilliant. But you're not expecting too much more. But this one, Veerless, they're expecting a lot more from. They need this one to work out well.
Yes, technically on paper, their buy is better. They have 4 on AKs on the board. They might not have as much util as they would have liked, but in this case, it's all about the aim if you're going up against some SMGs. But Mimi finds a first for herself, cleans up the second. And so far, so good. Cressy and Petra find 2 more, and it's all on the shoulders of Pollen once again. She is on the side, but it's getting kind of heated there. She manages to find 1 more, but sadly, she does fall in the end, and XSET is now so incredibly close to finishing off the series.
And that was even a bit of a bonus for Mimi, keeping that SMG over, gonna even bag some kills with it, so you can imagine the money will be pretty flush. I think they just dropped out the AWP, potentially, looking like they bought 5.9 in, so maybe gifting that one over, seeing themselves down on 1.5 now, but on the other side, they're gonna have to buy back in. They've got a pretty decent purchase, considering they don't want to go below 2k, and apart from Wiki, who's gone on that deagle, maybe kind of just accepting fate at this point, but you can see I like this from a CT side, not giving up the map completely, fighting for good information towards Ivy. That's going to be Cressy, investing that smoke early on to try and keep one part of this map at least favorable towards them. But beyond that, you do have the 2 players towards B, maybe just a good read on the economy. You can see the drop coming in towards Pop. Mimi hears that, instantly posts an aid, and it does exceedingly well. Now here's the rest of the smokes. A set piece for Arcane Wave coming in.
Yeah, they had an all and pretty much an execute plan there. They had smoke, they had flashbangs, but it didn't quite go as planned, especially now with Zaz just patiently waiting, no one checking if anyone was going to be there, and the bomb now is stuck at upper and the rest is all on site. Kind of in a awkward place here for Mad Six to be in, and there is nothing she can do. Still 4 people alive for XSET, and now it is match point for them. Will Arcane Wave be able to pull something up? I am not quite sure, because so far, XSET is very, very dominant.
Yeah, I mean, Zaz's position then was phenomenal. Getting away with it here in those steps, able to exploit the kind of fake piece they're trying to sell from Arcane Wave. Didn't work out, but now the last big buy, the last stand for Arcane Wave. If they want to do something, now has to be the time, be it for pride or be it for whatever means it may be, they need to get something going, and that's going to be a start. Cressy a little overzealous on the peak there.
Ooh, and Giuliano did make a little bit of noise and is sadly therefore not able to win the fight against Mat 6. But Petra on that side is still able to make things work with her up. So things are traded out pretty evenly. And once again, it's looking pretty good. And even though Arcane Wave, they do have one member advantage, that doesn't necessarily have to scare XSET. But now Pollen has found one more. Technically, it's looking good. But indeed, as you said, Mimi has taken so much control for herself. As soon as they lost a little bit on B, they take it right back on A. And I like what they're doing here, XSET. And now Petra into the connected position, trying to peek around a little bit more, see if anyone is around the corner. But little does she know, Arcane Wave is on the way to Pollen at B. That's exactly what they did. And I'm kind of glad that Pollen is coming in from behind because Mimi is now all on her own.
Mimi's still got a smoke, though. There is a molly on Wiki, so Wiki needs to play this smart and kind of stay alive. Smoke going in. Looking for that molly to come out. And Mimi tries to play the fake. Jorka doesn't allow it. Very well played in the end. I like the intention from Mimi there to push up to try and cut that off. Now, keep in mind, the bomb was heading over there quite late. If she'd done that quicker, by even just a touch, and obviously timing is everything and you can't really predict it to a T, but you could have seen the downfall then. And an over-aggressive start for Cressy opened up opportunity, and you can see the small margins make a big difference. Arcane Wave aren't a million miles behind, but at 15-5, they are clutching at straws. They need consistency, and they're just not getting it yet. First peek comes in. That's going to be Wiki trying to cross over. Does get tagged, but stays alive.
Now Mimi trying, of course, to spam through the smoke, trying to maybe clean up that one tag if someone is potentially lagged. And eventually it is Cressy finding that kill. So one-man advantage now for XSET. And so far, no control lost on B. It's looking clean on A. Everything is sharp. Everything is absolutely shut down. And now it's another smoke for Cressy and Ivy, trying to at least keep that quiet. But there is 3 people currently waiting behind it. So it might be kind of rough looking for Cressy in a moment.
Let's see what utility gets invested towards it. They've got both mollies, so they could clear this quite well, but it's to what extent? Because the problem is they have no control towards the front side of A. So once again, Mimi can push up, Petra can push up, and the angles are going to be horrific to work with. They could go wrap through CT, but again, Giuliano could already get that. So keep eyes on Giuliano here. Going to be adjusting well. They've read this like a book. Giuliano might be the death of them. And it's going to be Giuliano and Petra in combination. And now just Pollen alive in a 1v5. It's over. It's done. Zaz to close. Now Zaz's map. Huge performance from her. And XSET as a whole playing incredibly well there. That was a pretty dominant performance from start to finish. XSET, congratulations. Honestly, they look ready to go. That is the most structured I've seen this team look as well. They don't look like they're just depending on their individuals, merely supplementing the game plan that they had in mind. So for me, great game from XSET, but Veerless, this was a one-sided affair.
Yes, indeed. But it did take me back a little bit to Arcane Wave during last time at Showdown. They had a pretty similar run against, back then it was still Team DefFox. Looked kind of rough. Went down 2-0 fashion as well, and they still managed to put up quite some performance through the lower brackets, so maybe perhaps that is their time to shine.
Well, I think that's going to be enough from us, Veerless. It's been a pleasure casting with you. Before the producer shouts at me for having fun, I just want to let you know that happens quite often. She put up my lower third to tell me to get moving. All right, I'm going to head out of here. We'll bring the desk back for you guys to kind of wrap up what we just saw, put a little bow on it, and maybe surmise some things to take away and expect coming up in the next couple of games.
It was a 2-0. XSET showing up today. Arcane Wave didn't really have much to say on the matter here. They got demolished in their opening series at the DreamHack Showdown Winter. And XSET will reap the fruits of that because they move forward in the upper bracket. It looks like they need a little bit of a better opponent in order to feel challenged here. So so far. I'm here with Petra and Ms. Harvey, here to break down the game, break down the series. And Ms. Harvey, first a question for you. Like, was there a little bit more improvement? You talked about glimmers of hope after the previous map.
You know, the scoreboard shows so, but I like Nuke better. I think that on Train, unfortunately, although they got 5 rounds instead of 2, it ended up being 16-5. It didn't look like it was planned rounds that they won. It looked always kind of shaky, a little bit lucky. Maybe sometimes XSET even overstaying their welcome or taking too much risks. You know, XSET started T side and they were having so much fun picking Arcane Wave outside, no matter where they were doing it from. And, you know, at some point, we even were mentioning how Zaz looked like she was depth matching. You didn't realize that it was a live game when she just like popped out inner, got 3K. And I'm just like, what is happening? Is she warming up right now in the server? You know, so it looked a little bit unfortunate for Arcane Wave on Train.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have to completely agree with you, Steph. They absolutely were smurfing in there. Zaz, you know she was having fun, just bullying, constantly gaining that space and really free kills towards that inner. And I have to agree with you also the fact that Nuke was totally better. You could see that Arcane Wave, they at least had a game plan that they felt comfortable in. Wiki looked like a completely different player on that map. A lot of set flashes to allow her to gain that space. But for Train, I mean, it's one of those maps that is a lot more wide open. And if you don't have a solid game plan, you're just unable to get those long lines. I mean, we saw the double AWP setup coming out, not only on the CT side, but also on the T side. So when you've got 2 very competent oppers, snipers, just picking off individuals across the map, you're just going to crumble. And I think that's just what we saw here for Arcane Wave.
Yeah, very unfortunate for them on the other side. I mean, XSET, yeah, they were just warming up. They had a good time. Is there anybody in particular that you would think would be the MVP for the series?
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, you know what? I kind of have to go with, let's just go with Petra. You know,
Are you just saying that because she just joined us in the Discord?
Maybe. Oh, hello.
Hello, Petra. Congratulations. First of all, that was a hell of a beatdown. You guys also very happy to see a fellow Dutchie at play there. I have my first question. You just come off the DreamHack Open, and I'm curious if there was anything there that you learned that you felt like you could implement right here today.
Yeah, of course, we learned from every tournament and every match. And after every match, we go through what we did wrong and always trying to improve. And one of these things is like always playing more together, always be ready to refrag. And this match, we were actually doing everything right, it feels like.
Nice. Petra, I have to ask, you guys look damn good in your new colors. The last time at Showdown, you were Originum, now you're XSET. And I know in that press release, you guys mentioned that you might be moving to NA in 2021. Are you allowed to talk about your 2021 plans? And if so, what are they?
We're not gonna physically move to NA, so don't.
Okay.
I will stay where I am.
So what are your plans for 2021? What kind of new feats do you want to accomplish? I mean, it's pretty obvious that you guys are dominating the female scene right now. Do you have anything you guys are discussing as a squad, how you want to move forward in 2021?
Well, first of all, I would like to see some offline tournaments, of course, because we haven't shown ourselves with this lineup. And if that's going to happen, we'll go for that. And for the rest, I think we'll just keep improving, I guess.
Yeah, how has practice been? Because I don't think that you guys boot camp in a little bit. And, you know, 2020 has been very interesting. How did you guys practice for the Open event and then the Showdown?
Yeah, just everything online as usual. We're going through demos, going through our own stuff. And then we're practice against teams. And since the last tournament, we're actually starting to practice better teams since we showed ourselves on Open.
It's always a matter of respect, right? When you start showing up versus big teams like Virtus Pro and a server and doing great, then, you know, better teams are going to knock that the door for practice.
Exactly. That's what we needed.
Now, of course, you guys are the defending champions, so you got winning as a goal. Did you guys set yourself any other goals for yourself for this tournament?
For this tournament, yeah, we want to win, of course, and yeah, we want to win. I can't say anything else.
You
That's the
seem so
goal.
relaxed. It's not like you just played 2 maps, Petra. You're just always that calm, right?
I feel calm. Yeah, sometimes I can be nervous, but it's good nerves. It's like adrenaline, so I always keep focused on the game.
All right, I have one more question. Do you guys have like a inner team rivalry? Like who's gonna get MVP this round? Who's gonna get, I want all the frags this game? Like it just seems like right now, the firepower, it's just beaming. If it's not Giuliano that's top fragging, it's you. If it's not you, it's Zaz. If it's not Zaz, it's Mimi. It just seems like you guys have a very well working machine right now. Do you guys have some sort of inner team rivalry?
No, but I think everyone is a good player, and we can rely on everyone. And if someone has a bad game, there's always someone else stepping up. So it's a good chemistry like this.
The good chemistry definitely showed in the series you just played. Petra, thank you for joining us
Thank
for
you.
the post-game interview. We're going to see a lot more of you and XSET, of course, over the next coming days. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Relax. Just it's just another Tuesday night.
She looks so refreshed. Like, yeah, I just woke up. I played. All right, I'm gonna go do other things.
Was next.
I think our opening show about the drama aspect, I was really hoping for some juicy details of something, either in 2021 with XSET or inner team. Like, yeah, I wanna do better than Giuliano. She keeps taking my AWP, but Petra's she's too polished. She's not gonna give us that drama.
Don't worry, she'll learn eventually, hopefully, maybe. Actually, I think it's really good to be able to stay calm under any circumstance, right? That's just a quality that you have to have if you want to continue being focused on the game. I believe we can take a quick look at the brackets and see where that leaves us. This was the opening match in Europe, and that means XSET continues moving on in the upper bracket. And we will see Arcane Wave again in the lower bracket against Project C. A little bit underwhelming performance from them, but at the same time, they have add a caveat. They know that they just played the best team here, right? That must count for something.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough warm-up, but it was indeed one that might give them a little bit of an edge coming in that lower bracket hot. Even it's because they got beaten up, they're still hot, They're still ready to play more Counter-Strike.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's important to point out that they look like they're all on land, these ladies. And Beerless also mentioned in the cast that last Showdown in the first opening series, they got kind of bullied around, but they made a pretty decent comeback coming through into that lower bracket. So for these ladies, I hope that the turnaround is quick. It's certainly going to help that they're right next to each other. Somebody needs to be a hype man like Steph here is, and boost the morale back up so that they can start swinging back in that lower bracket.
Yeah, it was just a warm-up game. I'm sure we're going to see a great Counter-Strike from them in the next coming days. That was it for Europe, though. We're going to move forward with our North American division. Before that, though, we're going to take a quick break.